Welcome to the afternoon. A quick afternoon of some firewood. Is a little too deep of snow up in my woodlot to go work on the roads there still, because I haven't blazed any trails. I haven't packed any snow down. So it's just a quick afternoon here behind the house in my cedar stand. I'll show you how that fits into my management plan here in a bit after this segment. It looks like a beautiful day, and it is. It's a bright sun, clear sky, and it's a beautiful temperature, about 23 to 25 degrees, but the wind is blowing. So I'm dressed like it's midwinter, because it sort of feels like it. And I'm sort of out in the open. I'm not deep into the woods, so I'm not completely sheltered with the wind. So anyhow, take down poplar or aspen is my goal, and some red maple. So I have several aspen trees. You can see one there, a larger one there, which I'm going to leave because it's got a nice trunk. I think I'll leave it. I'll look at it because it is suppressing some cedar below it. And this aspen here, a couple over there that I'll take down. There's some other red maple too in there, and this is all cedar. Almost this small section here is almost 100% cedar. There's just some trees, as in these aspen, that are towering over it that I need to remove. And actually I need to remove some of the cedar themselves. Try to find some that'll make fencing material so I can get some money out of them, but they're just growing too densely. So let's get at some of these poplar. So before I cut down some poplar, I was going to show you the map of the cedar, where I am, and what the management plan has me do with the cedar stand. The cedar is stand number 2. There's about an acre here, and you can see that up here, and about just under 9 acres here. So I am right here where the cursor is, between stand 2 and 5. This is almost 100% cedar. There are a couple poplar I'll take down. There's some red maple that I'm not going to get to today. So let's switch to the management plan, and I'll show you what that says. So here we are with stand number 2. You can see this was done 13 years ago. A total of 10 acres, that acre and a half, and that 8.5 acres. So it gives some information here about the basal area and the average diameter. Species composition, this would be the total of the 2 stands, so almost 50% of the volume is the cedar, and then the fir, the spruce, which is generally okay, and white pine as well, and then what he calls unacceptable growing stock. So this section here just says that the soil conditions are very good for growing cedar, which is one of the reasons that stand 2 should be favored, meaning cut down stuff that is not cedar or that doesn't interfere with cedar growth. So in this section, again, we're still on stand number 2, silviculture recommendations, elimination of undesirable species, and the species targeted for removal, which is really what I'm focusing on here. So the red maple, which I'm not going to get to today, gray birch, there's a lot of that. Speckled alder, which is sort of that swamp alder. It grows in, it's really more of a bush than it is a tree. And the quaking aspen, or Populus tremuloides, if you like the Latin version. And so is the aspen that I'm targeting today. In the other areas of stand 2, I will take down maple, the birch, as well as the quaking aspen. So this is that decent aspen, which is relatively clear for probably 16 or 20 feet up there. I'm going to leave that one for now. It does suppress this one here, this cedar. But there are 2. I'm trying to figure out which way to drop it without damaging any of the cedar. This one here, which I didn't see from where the tractor was, needs to come down as well. So I'm going to drop it straight that way. It may take out some small fir, but that's okay. There are a couple of cedar over there. I think I can avoid those. The other thing is the wind is in my favor if I drop it that way, since it's dropping it towards the east. I think I did take out a small fir at the end over there by the crown. That's okay. I'm going to cut this up, limit. I'm going to drag it out because the field is there beyond the top of the tree. Cut it into 16-foot lengths or less, depending on what I have for firewood, and drag the tree out there. So with that one down, limbed up, the next one will be this guy. I want to fell it to the east, which is basically right on top of that one. The tree itself wants to lean a bit north. It doesn't really have a preference east to west, but it does look like it wants to fall to the north. So what I'll have to be cautious about here is the hinge breaking off and it falling towards the north rather than the east. If it does that, then it probably would take out several cedar trees. So let's see what we can do with this one and fell it the way we want it to go. So it looks like a little more damage, maybe another couple of fir were taken out. But I think I've saved my cedar and made for quite the open space here. Alright, same thing. Mark this one out to 16-foot lengths. Limit. Take the tractor around. At some point I may deal with these trees here while the tractor is there. Then drag them out into the field and pile them up. This is my first opportunity to use my nice new vise here. So this is a new chain, so it's slackened up rather quickly, so I'm going to tighten that up first. So there's 5 poplar small poplar I'm gonna take down in this area here. So sort of the lay of the land, tractor's over there. Go to the left, the first two trees I took down are right there. And that's an apple tree, that ugly thing right there. It never produces any apples. I think I may take that down because I want to get this poplar down. Big and ugly, and that's probably the best way to drop it, is right out there. I could take it this way as well, take down those red maples. Well, I'm gonna clean up this brush around the bottom of it and then have a game plan. So looking at the lean of the tree, the game plan is to take it right down there where that apple tree is. So I'll take that out to try to fell it this way. The lean is not in my favor, but that way seems to be fine. So I'll take down that apple tree, and then we'll take this, what I believe is the last poplar here that I need to take down in this area. So with that apple tree gone, I should have a clear path to drop that. There might be some small fir that I take out, but not a big deal. Let's give it a whirl. Well, that cleared things out quite a bit. Lots of brush. There's one more 16-foot piece of firewood under there, but I can grab that with my trailer. Along with the rest of this. Guessing it's probably half, maybe 3/4 of a cord. I'm not sure it's a full cord. It will be by the time I add the stuff over there. So that's from the head there. There's the other 2 or 3, I guess 3 poplar trees that I need to dig out from all the brush. So let's go over there and get those. So same deal here. I want it to be far enough away from the brush pile I can clear out the logs and not have to mess with the brush when I try to pick them up. So they're buried in there somewhere. And then there's the apple trees. The apple trees make really good firewood, except that they're not straight. So you can't find, you're probably lucky to find a 4 or 6 foot piece of wood that's straight on those. So I'll drag these out in the same fashion I did before. Well, I think that'll do it for a brief afternoon of firewood cutting and collecting. Between the two piles, I'm sure I have at least 1.5 cords, maybe not quite 2 cords. So I appreciate you joining me here out back. Thanks for watching.